Welcome back to my channel. I found the proper thing I use to hold my camera, so I hope this angle is a little better. You don't see box apocalypse anymore. I am still in box apocalypse, but you don't have to see it. So I feel like this is slightly better, and then I can literally just turn my camera and you can see my computer. But yeah, I believe today is day 4 of the daily vlogs and the second day of the writing, but today is literally the very next day after what you saw, and I've gotten a lot done today. Like, we picked up groceries, I cleaned, I did laundry, I did several loads of laundry because I was just cleaning random things in my house. Like, I did a giant thing of towels, and then not that you care, but I told you I'd keep you updated because I'm trying to use this to motivate me. I didn't get a montage of it because I was like doing all of this with my boyfriend and I don't really want to film him because this isn't his thing, so I'm not going to force that on him. But I did that. I was going to say something else before the meal prep thing, but I don't remember what it was. But I meal prepped. I did other things. I've done a lot today. Oh, we had to go to the grocery store twice because we picked up our groceries. They waited until after we picked up our groceries to be like, oh wait, by the way, these certain items were not available, and we were already home, so but they were important aspects of our meals, so we had to go back to the store to pick those up. But we just went to a tiny store to pick that up. But yeah, that's been my day. I've gotten a lot done today. It is currently 4:12, so I'm going to get started. I didn't realize when I turned you'd be able to see that. Just ignore that. It's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna get started. I left off, I just got done writing a little bit, kind of editing a spot that I had pre-written, and so I'm kind of finding where I need to pick up. So that's what I'm working on now. So I'm gonna just kind of have it on me while I find out where I'm at, and I'll move my camera over to the writing for you to see that part. And then I'll update you some more. I'm currently on 111,260 words currently. So I'm gonna put that number right here. So I'm gonna put that number right here for you to see it, and I'm gonna get to reading and writing, and I'm probably gonna move this so you don't have to see it. Oh nice, I moved it, and now you get to see my workout equipment and an extension cord. The extension cord, I can't help it, it has to be there. The door is like just out of view, but that goes under the door right to my cat's litter box because we turned our, I guess it would be a coat closet into like their bathroom, which is funny because it's right across from our hall bathroom, so it's like their bathroom, our bathroom, hallway. But we're gonna put a cat door in it so we can fully close it so they have their own room. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and start a timer and set it up, and then when I rotate this, you can see how long it took me to kind of find where I'm at and get all of that started. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. I'm gonna set that over here. I just realized you guys cannot see the timer. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm doing a terrible job at this. Better. Better. Okay, so I just got to kind of like a big scene that I have to edit, where it's like the big, like a big, I don't know how to explain this like in too much way, like a big kind of fight-ish scene slash fling scene where there's a lot of moving parts. But since I'm changing a big aspect of that, I have to really think. I have to do a lot of big braining right now. But that's why I have a treat. You keep me going. Oh, my timer. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm just apparently gonna have to hold the camera because my tripod is not wanting to work. But I have a couple different checkpoints, or like not checkpoints, but a couple different like plot points I'm working on. I just was able to mark one of them off, so that is a goal met, which I'm pretty proud of. And then the other one, let me read it real quick to see if I think that's something I'll be able to achieve pretty quickly. Okay, so the next one, I don't think I can write out really quickly, but I can kind of skim through and find where I want to add them and kind of like add a note on where I want to add that. Because again, like I said, I'm wanting to go through all of this and make sure the edits and the changes I make flow well. So I think I'm gonna go through and like kind of add where I want to make those changes and add notes. And then let me read the rest real quick. Okay, so the last main one is one I can do after I get done writing. So I'm gonna go ahead and find where I want to add the different things, write those, and then go through and change the character names, which is one of the last things I want to do. And then after I get done doing that, I'm going to kind of work on my plotting, like where I want like the book to start, the like main thing that happens in the middle, and where I want it to end. Because like I said, I'm writing this from beginning to end of the story, but I already have enough for one book, so I kind of want to find where I want to wrap up the first one ish. When I get done with this, will be a good way to figure that out. But I want to finish this plot point, this or like goal point. What words are mush right now. But I finished this last little goal, this little checkpoint, this little, oh my god, words. But I'm finished up this last little thing. Read through everything. Totally not going to be in this video, but I'm going to do what I can in this video. You know what? I'm just going to explain all this over again. Hold on, my hand hurts. I'm going to have to let you down. Sorry, this is a bad angle. So I'm going to go through, find where I want to add the new things, write that little note in there of where I want to add them, go back, actually write that out, read through it, make sure it makes sense, then go back, read through it, and change the character names, because that's one of the edits I want to make. Is I've written some characters and I like them. I like all my characters, but there's some of them I'm like, oh, I wrote you with this person or in this situation, and I think you'll do better over here. So I'm kind of like swapping them, almost like they're actors or something. But I'm gonna swap those, go through and swap some of that, because I think some of them would make better sense in different scenarios. So that's gonna be the last thing I do. And then when I get done with all that, I'm gonna kind of find, like I said, the beginning, middle, and end of what would be the first book to kind of help me figure out the rest. So yeah, that is my little update. I'm gonna do a little bit more writing. I'm at 42 minutes. Wow, 42 minutes does not feel like it's been 42 minutes. I am at 111,358 words. My neighbor disagrees. They don't think that's good enough. Um, so that is about, I don't remember how many words I had before is the problem. But I have a 100 and something words. 130-ish words, give or take. I know it was like, I was at like 200 and something. So around 100 and something words. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to my next spot, next thing, and I will keep you updated. I'm coming back at this awful angle where I'm kind of half cut off, but I just added a scene because, like, right now I'm on the part where I'm trying to add more. It's like almost like more zombie interactions for the situations, just like mild ones to kind of lead up to another situation. But I don't want to overwrite this I don't know, scene is the right word, but this area in the book where, like, while they're at this specific location, because they're not meant to be at this location long. So I feel like I can get away with not necessarily writing specific singular zombie interaction, but having them allude to having them by like when one of them asks the other one to do something, be like, "Be careful, there's been um more sightings recently," or better wording. I worded it different. I just don't want to give away how exactly I did that. But just kind of doing that, I think is fine. I think we'll be good. I'm gonna kind of give the rest of this a skim and see if there's anywhere I can add that. But I think so far I'm happy with that because I already had them mention finding some in the cattle field because they're in a situation where there's a cattle field nearby. So they found some there. Probably the sounds of the cows mooing and stuff is my idea that kind of drew them in to that location. That's why they found them there. Um, so I have written that part, and I've written this other. So I think honestly, I might be good with that because I have them mention it's been slowly increasing. So I think that's fine. Having specific little tiny interactions, and then I'm gonna have this bigger one. I am gonna add it because I have kind of a sticky note of things I want to think about as I go on. So I do think I'm gonna add a little spot on my sticky note. It's like more zombie, it's like specific one-on-one zombie interactions question mark kind of thing. Like, do I want to add that? So I'm gonna add that to my sticky note of ideas. Okay, so I just added that note, just like more one-on-one zombie interactions through this specific section of the book, like page whatever through whatever, and then also just generally throughout the book. Because I do have stuff, I'm just thinking, do I want to add more like little things? So yeah, I have that added to my notes. That's my little update on my writing so far. I am 57 minutes in. I'm not gonna give my final word count till the very end of this, but I'm gonna do a tiny bit more writing, probably like 30-ish minutes, and then I'm gonna go take a nice hot bath and have dinner. My boyfriend is making Mississippi roast. I just made an absolute revelation. Well, I don't know if I call it that, but I was just reading this part where I mentioned what month it was, and I know on this not this exact date, but in this exact month, 2 years from now, in the book, stuff is gonna be not what it is now. The people that are interacting in the scene are not gonna be interacting the same. Not everyone in this scene is gonna be here in 2 years. Like, things are gonna be in just exactly 2 years from this. Even just 1 year from now, things are gonna be different. But in 2 years from now, things are gonna. I just realized, like, just when I was rereading this specific paragraph right here, and I read the month, I was like, oh, because I'm trying to, like, I have this other sticky note. I was gonna drag it over to the screen to show you, but it gives a little too much details. But essentially, I write like day one. I have it being like the middle of summer, and I'm writing like the like date-ish, and I write like a brief description of what happened. So I'm literally like writing like first day, like the first day of the book, and then I like write what page that's on, and then I write like I find like more specific uh interactions of like or like big events, and I put that down. I put the day, like it's been this many days, like 19 days, 20 days since the previous one. So I'm not doing a good job. Hold on, let me just pull this over. There we go. So, no. I am just gonna show you what I mean. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Let me just. So I'm doing like day one, and I'm doing like beginning. No, I'm doing day one, arrives home. I'm just gonna put arrives home. If I spelled that wrong, I probably did. And I'm going over here, and then I'm putting that happened on this day. And then I'm putting like the season, and I have them titled. I have like time frame and then like season. So let me actually go ahead and add that as well. And so I have like over here like start of summer ish. And if I'm spelling anything wrong, don't judge me. And that's kind of how I'm keeping track of it. And then I'm doing like find another event that happens in the book that I can kind of like plot down. And I kind of read between one plot to the other and kind of sort out about how many days it is. So like say like the next big event happens on like day 23. And I'll put like um lake house because maybe that gives me like a good description of what that scene means. I'm making stuff up to make sure it's nothing like my actual note. And I'll be like, okay, that happens on, and then I would use my little calendar calculator to go from day 1 to day 23 from this date to this date. I would write the date. And I'm just going to skip that for now because I don't want to do fake math when I don't need to. Come over here and then I would put like, okay, it's still kind of the beginning, mid-ish summer. So I'm going to put start of summer. And then I keep going like that all the way down. I'm hoping this is making more sense than I have it written like that, but I have all the way down different plot points, and I'm on day like, well, I have more, but the one I have plotted so far, the furthest one, I have other ones that I still need to get sorted out, but I have 1,038 days, and then I have that put out, and I put a little parentheses because I'm thinking about either pushing out or pulling back that date because I needed to adjust some things. But I'm basically doing this so I can keep track of what season it is. I'm doing this to keep track of what season it is, like not super perfectly, just so I have an idea of, okay, is it the beginning of summer? Is it the middle of spring? Is it the end of winter? So I can kind of know how to describe their situation. Like, are they cold? Are they hot? You know, is it damp? Like, what's going on? So I can kind of keep a track of that a little bit. And I know with the apocalypse, that's going to also change the weather. So I have them being like, oh, it's getting, this temperature a lot earlier or later. Like, I'm having it kind of affect slightly. So I have a lot of different sticky notes that are really just a lot of brain power going on. But that's how I'm plotting to figure out what season is going on in my book. And this is just a lovely angle, just my face on half the screen. Real fun. But yeah, this is how I'm doing that on a sticky note. It is, let me pull it over here for comparison, but there's a lot going on this one. I don't want to show that too long. I don't want you to know what's happening. I don't want to give anything away, even though it's very vague. When you read it and you read those words, you're gonna be like, wait, what now? So yeah, that's what I have going on with that. Oh no, I'm an hour and 6 minutes in. Okay, so back to writing now. I've had a little rant. Okay, so I am kind of done for writing. With writing for tonight, I'm about to go take a nice hot bath, enjoy a roast with my boyfriend. I am at about an hour and 35 minutes of writing. I have gotten to the point where I'm kind of going through and swapping people's names, and I got done swapping their names, and I'm currently going through and switching around the description of the characters that I'm wanting to do that on, and then when I get done doing that, I'm gonna go back and read through everything I've done, including like the added stuff I was talking about earlier, like the extra zombie stuff and just the general like scene changes I wanted to make sure everything flows together, and then also add some of the other scenes I wanted to add and everything. So I'm gonna, once I finish what I'm currently doing, I'm gonna go through and kind of like buff it all out. And then when I get done with that, then I'll plot the book. But like I said, I think my next vlog is gonna be me finishing up all of that. It might even take like 2 vlogs. And then I'm gonna do the book plotting, which will probably take another whole vlog because that's gonna be kind of a lot because it's a lot. But I started off on this many words. I wrote them down at the beginning, so I'll put them here. And I currently have 111,484 words. So that is this many words. And that comes out to being a difference of this many words. I wish I'd written down how many words I started at. I didn't even think about it, but that's where I started off at. And while I'm thinking about it, for next time, that way I have that for next time. But yeah, I think that's my plans. So, but even though like that's how many words, like difference between those two numbers I have, I wrote a lot more than that because I actually ended up taking a lot out. I'm not necessarily going to leave it out. I might add some of it in later or rearrange it, but I did have to kind of take a lot of words out and kind of condense some stuff or alter some things. So I had to write more words than that. It just doesn't look like it. But yeah, a lot of this was mostly just me trying to think through and plan some stuff. So it's not going to be as interesting as like when people do the daily vlogs and they start a book and you just see them writing, they give you their word count, because I've already written a lot in this book, and so yeah. Could be more interesting, could be more boring, but yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off. I will see you guys tomorrow when I finish this stuff up, or part of this stuff up. I probably won't finish all of it up again. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed this or you're just curious where this ends up, stick around. Like I said, this whole month is just gonna be book related and writing related stuff, and then after that I will go back to a little bit of writing, a little bit of crafts. I already have an idea, I think, for my first video, like craft video, but that probably won't be for a while because after I get done with this month of filming, I'm gonna take a week or 2 off for a break because this is a lot. I already had one meltdown because of my editing software, like just full. I was having a bad day. He's watching something super loud. But yeah, I was already having a bad day. It was just a whole thing. But anyway, things are better now. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you are too, and I'll see you later.